Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I am Lola Tycoon, and this space is all about growth, mindset, and creating the life you actually want to live. Today, we're diving into something that we all crave at some point: a fresh start. Whether you are coming out of a rough season, a breakup, a job loss, or just feel stuck, this video is your reset button. This is where we wipe the slates clean and begin again intentionally. So grab a note, get comfy, let's reset together. So, why do we need a fresh start? Why do we need a reset? Have you ever feel like life is just on repeat? Same thoughts, same patterns, same frustrations, same season? That is a sign your inner system needs a reset. A fresh start doesn't always mean moving cities or a major meltdown or quitting your job. It's a mindset shift. It's saying, I am no longer available for what drains me. I am tired of this current life situation. That could be a toxic relationship. It could be toxic people, toxic habits, old habits, or even how you talk to yourself. In your conversation with yourself, do you talk down to yourself and you want to change it? You can definitely that's when you know that it's time for you to that's time for a fresh start, a reset, right? Here's the thing. Stagnation breeds dissatisfaction. I'll say that again. Stagnation breeds dissatisfaction, and I'm sure we've all heard this before. So how do we get unstuck? How do we move to the next level? When we ignore the internal urge for change, it manifests in burnout, apathy, or worse, living life on autopilot. This video is about breaking that cycle. And what are the signs that you need a reset? What are the things that you see happening in your life over and over again? When you see these things, it's time for a reset. So let's get real. How do you know when it's time for a reset? You feel drained more than energized. You're uninspired by things that used to excite you. You keep replaying regrets and what ifs. I wish I had done things differently. I wish I had done this. I wished I had said that. I wish I had gone there. You're playing this over and over, repeating this thoughts pattern over and over in your mind. It's time for a reset. You're constantly overwhelmed by small things such as going to the mall, right? Or going to do grocery, or something sometimes as basic as just laying out your clothes to get ready for work the next morning, or you've outgrown your environment. You feel stuck. You feel like there's another level for you that you could attain, but you feel stuck. Maybe you don't know how to do it. You feel like you don't know how to make that move, make that leap of faith. It is time for a reset. So if this sounds like you, no judgment. I have been there. It just means your soul is calling for something more aligned. So let's talk about how to actually hit the reset button and begin intentionally. There are 5 phases, right, of fresh start. 5 phases of a fresh start, a framework, if I may use that word, right? things that we need to try to do with ourselves, to just kind of you know, allow us, enable us to press that reset button. So number one, you have to reflect. You have to reflect on what is working and what is not working, right? What thoughts or habits do you keep repeating that is no longer serving you? Okay, what are you avoiding? Do you have to make a phone call to call your mom, your dad, or to make a phone call to just apologize to someone, tell the person, oh, I forgive you, or to call the person to say, I apologize for that thing that I have done to you? What are you avoiding? Is it a visit to the doctor's office? Or are you avoiding looking at your finances and making yourself accountable, on how you spend money, on how you save money? What are you avoiding? So you need to begin by reflecting on those things. Journal those things out. Be brutally honest. This phase is messy but very crucial, very important, because this is you confronting yourself. And it's equally as important for us to do that if we really mean to have a fresh start. For us to press that reset button, we have to do a reflection and be honest with ourselves. What is no longer serving us, and be intentional about it. The second phase is release. You cannot carry old baggage into the new life, into your new life, into the new person you want to become. With the new person you want to become, you cannot carry an old baggage. You need to release all those baggages. You need to release the baggage. You need to leave it behind so you can move forward. Period. So this is where you have to set boundaries, healthy boundaries, right? Forgive yourself and you forgive others. And if you are following people on social media that triggers you, the people that trigger you, just unfollow them for now, okay? Unfollow these people. You can come back to them later. And if you are honest with yourself when you are reflecting and you really see that they don't serve you, you may never need to follow them back again. So just unfollow certain people, unfollow some apps that make you fall off your spending habits. Say for example, you have a no buy month, but you have a certain app on your phone and you get notifications and stuff like that. You can unfollow those things so you will not be tempted to look at them and fall off the plans, the goals you have set for yourself. Next, you need to declutter your space, both physical space and mental space. Your physical space in the sense that you make sure your environment is clean. You get rid of old clothes and equipments and furnitures that you no longer need and no longer serve you. You can donate these things. There are people out there who would gladly take it off your hands, and also there is emotional declutter. What are you thinking about constantly? What's constantly on your mind? If you need help, seek help if you need professional help, right? With your mind, with what you're thinking, with your thought process. If you need help, go ahead and ask for seek the help that you need. If you need to forgive people, go ahead and forgive people, because unforgiveness, it's a baggage. And you need to let people go. And more importantly though, you need to also forgive yourself. Just during your emotional cleansing, you're also decluttering any mistakes that you have made, that you feel like you've made, any regrets you have, any shame. You are getting rid of all of those. You're letting those go. It is what it is, right? Because you're starting over doesn't mean your past no longer exists. It's just going to exist in a different form. It's just going to be it's part of life, and it's making you better. This is just going to be a new you. You're a new person with that kind of past, right? With that type of past, you are a new person, but your past stays in your past, and you look forward to your future. Third phase, you have to redefine who you want to be. Who do you want to become? This is where things starts to shift. You ask yourself, who do I want to become? What kind of energy do I want to wake up with in the mornings, right? What does the next level me do differently? So if next level you is to maybe lose weight, perhaps the next level you would exercise, would watch what they eat, right? Would do portion control or intermittent fasting, right? You would do things differently. Who you're trying to become, if you're trying to be that person, say for example, you're trying to be a public speaker, for example, what do you need? What do you need to become that person? So you're going to redefine the new you, right? If you talk fast, maybe you need to talk slow for people to hear and understand, so you can carry everyone along. How do you want to redefine yourself? What kind of energy do you want to wake up with in the morning? So if you have to prepare the night before, so you can have a more positive, more friendly, more positive, more creative energy in the morning, you go ahead and redefine that, and you define that. Create a vision for yourself that is bold. Think less survivor, more creation, right? Just be creative in your thought process. When you're redefining this new you, be creative, and you will see how just by those little shift in mindset, you will see how you're becoming to you're redefining yourself, and you're becoming the new version of yourself. Phase 4, reset your habits. Reset your habits. New life, new rituals. New life, new rituals. You have to, morning routine, maybe you wake up in the morning, the new you now, the person you're becoming, wakes up in the morning, prays, meditates, exercise, put social media on pause for like 4 hours in the morning, right? That is reset. Digital boundaries, and I just kind of like talked about that. No social media for 4 hours or till noon, for example. And then when you get on social media, I'm gonna spend 45 minutes on social media today. You keep setting these little changes, changes, those little older habits that you have, and you're redefining who you want to be. Choose one small daily promises to keep, okay? You just start there. So if you want to declutter a space, you want to declutter, right? You take a small space and you start there. If you want to exercise, instead of promising to exercise for 40 minutes, you could do 20 minutes a day. You start there. You start small, and by so doing, it creates a lasting impact on your mindset. Number 5, you reinvent daily. A fresh start isn't a one-time event. It's not one and done. It is something you commit to do every single day. And that's why the grace of God is sufficient for us daily. That's why God is sufficient, but his mercy is new every morning. So when you fall off that your goal, the goals that you've set for yourself, you get back on track. You get right back on track. You start right, you pick yourself back up, and you get back on track. Don't be distracted, don't be discouraged, because you can restart at any moment, right? Once you decide, once you give yourself the permission to do it, you go ahead and restart right away. If you're having a bad day, you reset, right? You reset. If, say, you fall off your routine, that okay, you forgot to maybe exercise today, or there was no time for you to exercise today, you get back to it tomorrow morning, and you do your 20 minutes exercise again. That's, you reset. Okay, it is not a failure, it's just a feedback. Okay, you reinvent yourself again and again and again. It's never a one-time thing, it's a lifelong goal. Let me tell you a personal story, okay? Because I have also been there. I felt stuck, I felt unfulfilled. I was living my seasons over and over, and so a couple of years ago, I hit rock bottom. I felt like I was living someone else's life. I felt tired. I felt discouraged, burnt out, disconnected from people. I kept thinking, this cannot be it. There's gotta be more to life than this. So I started small. I deleted toxic contact. I called people that I needed a contact. I forgave certain people that the people that I needed to forgive. I called some of my friends and asked for, rekindle friendships that I felt like it fell off the bandwagon because of me. I just kind of like started things over gradually, right? And slowly but surely, I begin to recognize myself again. That fresh didn't just start overnight, but every little shift added up. Okay, every little step made an impact. Every little step made a difference. And now I get to sit here and share this with you. You can reset. You just have to decide to do that. You have to give yourself permission, because really nobody's going to do that for you. Nobody's going to give you permission to restart. You have to be the one to do that. You have to understand the calling within your system, right? You have to understand the calling within your inner man, and you're saying, and that calling is saying it's time for a restart, it's time for a reset, and you have to give yourself permission to do that. Nobody's gonna come and make that decision for you, but you can do it because you have all what it takes. You have all the energy. You are enough. You're beautiful. You are enough, and you can make things happen for yourself. All right, your turn. If you are serious about a fresh start, I have got a challenge for you. Write down one thing you're ready to release, okay? Create a mini morning ritual starting tomorrow. Comment below, I am ready to reset, and share your intention. I will be reading and responding because I want to support your journey. I want to support your journey because it is important to have someone in your corner. If you got value from this video, hit the like button. Share with someone who needs a fresh start. And of course, subscribe if you haven't already done so. We've got more deep dive content coming your way on personal growth, healing, and turning your pain into power. Remember, every sunrise is a chance to begin again. You are not behind, you are right on time. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time in the next video. Take care and remain blessed. Bye.